complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. I want to come over here, go to TFNN.com. We're going to go down to the newsletters tab, and right here, okay, second row, first column is the opening call newsletter by Basil Chapman. Now, we have Basil on every Tuesday, and his input has been fantastic. I mean, you know, I was just looking at Robinhood over the break. And I mean, it is still holding up incredibly well. They are doing some strange little countdown thing on their website. Stay tuned for. I think it's getting people hyped up. I'm not sure what it is, but Basil Chapman has I like the portfolio. It's great. One of the benefits that I get from working here is to see what all of these traders post, and I enjoy the opening call vastly. Additionally, I want to say as well is if you are a subscriber to the opening call newsletter, you get access to Basil's subscriber-only webinars is really what this is, right? If you're a subscriber, you get to go. If you're not, you don't get to see them. They're fantastic. He did one recently in November. This is November 14th, and it was sector rotations. It was fantastic, very educational. And additionally, he can tell us, but I believe it's on Fridays, he does a very long-form video. It's just an amazing value added, as I always say. If you have never subscribed to the Opening Call newsletter, you can do so risk-free. I know we have a lot of new people here that are watching and in the den that maybe haven't subscribed to any of our services, and I get that it can be a little bit strange putting money, to some people on the internet. Well, I promise you here that this is a 30-day money-back guarantee. For whatever reason it does not work out, you just email us, and if it is within those 30 days, we will refund you the full amount if it doesn't work out. We are betting that it is going to. Basil Chapman, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Jacob, and you've done a fabulous job. And I have to tell you that this is, I'm looking forward to 2025. We want to look at things fresh, and I think that certainly for listeners to TFNN, we all the hosts offer something that they've spent years, decades in many cases,
Yes.
working on. So when I met Tom the first time, I said to him, and he invited me to come on to TFNN, and I said to him, well, if it's educational, and so far it's been educational, I've been listening on the radio for a long time, I was very interested, and he said, absolutely, and I think that that's what we've tried to fulfill. It's a very special thing to be able to listen and learn about the market, about these the exigencies, about what the strange things can happen, how you've got to deal with them. We've had a very good year in 2024. Yep. Is it even possible to have yet another one? So I'm looking at this, and I think there's uncertainty, and the market. There's an expression: the market hates uncertainty. I say, what? Every single day, every single hour, the market has uncertainty. What the market hates is uncertainty about uncertainty. And that's kind of where we are right now.
Absolutely. Very, very well said. And I'm looking forward to 2025 as well. Are you, what are you seeing? I know we're looking at some Dow charts here. What are you seeing kind of going forward?
So there's a pattern that I look at. I should have had this already. I'll do it now very quickly. I'll just jump over here if I can get that. So there are patterns that I look at all the time. Been using these patterns forever, and it's just part of the vernacular in the Chapman wave. I look at three core delineated lines. This is a straight line up. One is a curve, a cup formation. The other is an arch. So these three characteristics really make up the market. Even as we're speaking, I'm watching the E-mini suddenly take off. We're always looking for the peak D, the fourth highest peak. 1 minute chart just had a peak D, pull back sharply. Look at this nice move up here, and it's making a rounded base, and the Dow is down 41. Let's hope that by the end of the day we actually close positive. I think that'll be a nice end to the year. So I look at these patterns and I say, all right, where are we here? So there's this pattern that I talk about a lot, and I really had discovered a long time ago, but I used it here at TFNN on a monthly basis way back in 2003 when I started my newsletter, early 2003. I said, I think we're getting a pattern that says that ASA, which is a South African gold miner, is in the monthly chart is making a peak D, the fourth highest peak. We've got to be careful because those Ds can really pull back sharply, and that's what we made a top right then, and that delineated this particular pattern of the peak D. Then there was another pattern where the gold stocks kept coming down, and they came down a straight line, then they would bounce and only have one or two peaks, like a peak A or a B, and then they'd come down and they'd take out the left side low. So I called it the dreaded H. So we got some nicknames, and here's the reverse Y. And you can see that all the time in every one of these charts. Look, I'm just showing you the 1 minute chart. Here's the reverse Y. This is the long leg up, then it makes the U shape, takes it out. Now a very sharp, there's the V shape pattern. So these patterns repeat over and over. So let me just show you what I'm looking at here. For the Dow, I think we've made this cup formation. So far, it's held the left side low of 42,146. I'm anticipating a choppy first couple of weeks here in January. So there's a chance that this goes from a lowercase h to a second arch, which becomes an M-shaped pattern. The M-shaped pattern is delineated very well. If you look at the TLT, look at this. Here's the TLT monthly chart. There's the dreaded H. Look how it failed. This is the monthly chart. And here's the lowercase h, which held the left side low, went slightly above the previous high and made, now it looks like a lowercase M-shaped pattern. So these patterns repeat over and over and over. So I'm anticipating that the market as a whole is going to start trading in this rather narrow, it doesn't feel narrow, but it's really historically looking, it's a fairly narrow trading band with limited upside right at this moment and slightly lower lows to the downside. And that's just the first couple of weeks. But this is also giving opportunity. And one of the things I look at is, so this is the Dow chart. Years ago, they used to have something that they took very seriously, which was called Dow theory. Dow theory had the transportation index, which was and much more important than it is today, because now it's much broader. Before it was a little bit more narrow, and the Dow Industrials, which aren't the industrials anymore, there are only about 3 or 4 industrials. It's Dow 30 as far as I'm concerned, and I really like it because of the mix. But there was November the 25th, the transports made an all-time high. Within weeks, the Dow was getting close, and then the Dow made an all-time high. So that to me said Dow theory. Years and years I've heard about Dow theory, and every time I hear, Dow theory is working, I always say, that's a problem. So we've had a little problem here, because now you've got this digestive phase. Mm-hmm. So within that context, I wanted to say it's fantastic that the transports have confirmed the rally. But at the same time, I do believe that there's some kind of a digestive phase going on. It's mostly the daily charts. The weekly charts are still holding very well. I mean, if I go to the S&P weekly chart, look at this. A peak E, the 9-period moving average is way over the 40. All of that is very good. It starts to break down if the S&P, which is at 58.92, with a high of almost 6,099, if it starts to take out 5,800, then I got to say, you got to be careful. So that's what I'm looking at. The other thing that's really important is this rotation through the different sectors. We have been long the AIQ, which is this is the Global X Artificial Intelligence ETF, and it's still looking very good, but it's had a fantastic run to all-time highs. Oh, yeah. So now it needs a little bit of a digestive phase. That's the daily. The weekly still looks pretty good. Well, I'll be back, I guess.
Yeah, Basil, please stay right there. Folks, we'll be right back with Basil Chapman right after this break.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry October 11th and 25th for more live trading action. Your purchase goes towards 2 sessions, so make sure to sign up now so you don't miss a chance to sit next to Larry as he trades the market live. For all information and to reserve your spot today, go to the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tom O'Brien Show is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. I'm joined right now by Basil Chapman. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. Again, Basil Chapman is the author of the Opening Call newsletter. He's also the host of the Tiger Technicians Hour that shows right here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on TFNN. You know, I want to say to you, Basil, something you said in the first segment, you know, is like all the hosts, you know, traders we have, all the years of experience. And I think that is what is so amazing about what has been built here. You know, there are so many people on Twitter and on YouTube, you know, who are trying to be, you know, trading technical analysis authorities. And, you know, it's like they started trading 3 years ago or something like that. The combined experience of everyone here at TFNN is really its competitive edge. And it's such an amazing thing. And kind of what you're talking about, you know, I mean, you know, this is like some really unique stuff to read and listen to and understand, right, to use to trade. And you're not getting it anywhere else. So I think it's fantastic. This contribution from all of our hosts is just amazing. So.
Thank you. So let me just do a couple of things here. So you're talking about techniques. I've spent decades at this, so I call it, nobody even knows what it is anymore, Sears and Roebuck, but I call it my Sears and Roebuck large toolbox of technical tools. There are things that I look at, for instance, years ago, even before the 1978-87 crash, that is, I'd been looking at round numbers, and the day of the crash, October the 19th, 1987, I kept seeing these round numbers, and I thought, oh my God, when this finishes, and you couldn't get any news. It took days for some people to get the information, but I had charts, and I also was still hand charting at that point, so I could go the next day and say, I believe that this is a low, and we should be making new highs within 14 months, which is kind of what happened. But it's because of those round numbers. So I've been looking at this, and look at this. Amazon. Now the season is over, right, for Amazon, basically. Amazon made a round number, 233.00, round number high. Pattern that I was looking at, that dreaded H, look, there it is. But it's holding quite nicely. So I take these things seriously as information, but I don't push it and force it into the chart, because the chart has to then prove itself. And as I'm looking at it, the Amazon hasn't gone even close to the 233 level. And that takes me to the RTX index, which is the S&P retail, which doesn't have a, not RTX, it's the RTH. This is Raytheon. Look at Raytheon pulling back from that peak D back in the weekly chart. And I talked about this before. It was just an accident that I've got to say that it looks to me like there could be some peace in the Mideast, which might affect gold, it might affect oil, it's affecting the defense stocks. Look how sharply many of them have pulled back. So those are things that I like to look at. So let me go back to this. The RTH is the Van Eck Retail ETF, which has Amazon as 20%. Maybe the numbers change, but it's a big part of the Van Eck Retail ETF. That made a high of 240.27 at an all-time high, but the XRT, which is the S&P retail, which is just kind of a balanced fund, has made a peak D, but way below the 105, I think it was, all-time high from 2021. So even within sectors, you're getting this diversity of activity. And that, to me, is really important, because it tells you that you've got to be very selective. So for weeks now, as you know, when you've interviewed me, I've been saying we've been raising cash. The positions we love, like our AIQ, which is the ETF for the artificial intelligence. You mentioned Robinhood. I want to keep, we got in, I mean, so perfectly. We got in at 16 in Robinhood. We waited and waited and waited, and then we got in where? Right there. The low was 13.98 on October the 4th. The very next day we went long. We waited for that, and we've been long ever since, taking little bits off. And I'd related the action of Robinhood in a way to Bitcoin, which we'd also been long for quite some time. So if you're looking at Robinhood, if you're looking at Bitcoin, you can see the pattern. If I can just hit the right buttons, there it is. The pattern is not dissimilar, except it's pulled back a little bit more than Robinhood. And that's just been saying to me that in sectors that have been working very well, even there, you've got to be careful because there's a digestive phase. Look, the weekly chart is still not bad. The monthly chart looks very good. But this daily chart says, it needs a little bit more time to pull back to form some kind of a base. And that's kind of what I've been looking at. So for my subscribers, I'm looking at different areas now as well, because once, for instance, will Bitcoin pull back and will gold start to move up? Well, we don't really know. But look, if you look at the weekly chart of gold, the continuous contract, it's just making this H pattern, and so far it's holding and not taking out the left side low. So I'm saying to subscribers, we're looking for some new entrants coming up in the next few weeks, and this is a perfect time. We've raised cash. We're looking to put money to work, and I'm looking at crude oil. Crude oil's just been in the doldrums, but look at the last week. This is nice action on a short-term basis. The weekly and monthly charts still look, not so great, but it's looking to me like there are going to be some opportunities in certain areas that I kind of avoided before. I mean, even natural gas. Here's the natural gas. A very nice move up. Now taking a bit of a breather, I might go to the UNG, which is the United States Natural Gas Fund. You can see it a little bit better here. You can see a big pullback from the last 2 days, but that gapped up very nicely. It's the first time for a while that natural gas has shown some inclination to hold a gain, and that's important. So what I'm saying is that within the looking at what's happened, the major thrust to the upside by the tech sector, I think is still there. Okay. But there's a very well-earned digestive phase going on. Within that, you've got these little nuggets. You've got, you had spoken the other day about QUBT, which is QUBT is the quantum computing. It's had a fantastic move to the upside. So these are the small areas. These are the little niche areas. So they keep having a turn, and then they kind of fizzle. They don't become headline news. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying this is still a very exciting market. I just want to look at my notes here because there are a couple of things that I forgot that I wanted to talk about. Yes, within this different, I like to look at round numbers. That's what I learned 40 years ago. So if you look at IBM is like, it was a sleeper. It did nothing for not years, but decades. Then all of a sudden it morphed. It became a new company completely, and it became cloud, AI, enterprise software. And look at the spectacular move it's had in 2024. Now it's taking a bit of a breather. So, and it had a round number the very day of its all-time high of 239.35. It made a 230 round number open. So I'm looking at all these different things, and I think this is going to be a very opportune time. So it's the reason why we raise cash. We want to put it to work over the next few weeks.
Fantastic. Basil, thank you so much for coming on. We'll see you Thursday at 10 a.m., all right?
Thank you very much, Jacob, and a Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, Basil. Folks, stay right there. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket